Do you know where we start last time? Ah, yeah. Right. Dini bozu gisno sa kan kare. Ni ba lu du gong bo drebe direbe. Chang Sumbarbe. Ale, dirisha. Ale, chapter 9, right? Yeah. 到点了，其他跑出来的是。
对。
This is yours.
Sumba Tomba ni tawa ten la pabe chule ni. Sorry. Yes. Again, you missed something.
You good? I need to ask her. Okay. Yes. Sure. This version of confession.
And then there's the sections in the gratitude, yes. But every day they use on the side, but they get you
On this.
on the top.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a book for recognition on the side.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
So if you look at the outlines, I think we break it into 3 different outlines, right? Let me see. Where are okay. 만약에 인지 되었다디와. 등 당보도 가르치게.
당보지. 당보지 하도 소된바
소된바. 알레. 상당히 subject 베게. 순박이 subject 베.
네. 그거지 subject 시세지. 이발라통을 시세지.
이발라통을 시세. Okay. Actually, it's on chapter number 8. Okay. Look at chapter number. Timothy wants to lay out the outlines first. To 시도. 두두. 라비 야와치. 이니 다운 개주시. 주시. Okay.
Delia, Delia, that's really,
Oh.
and Delia, how do you tell them about the swim colors? Delia swim says,
On to do.
John did the nature in the sort of this one.
Oh.
No to complicate to that one.
Oh.
Don't buy it, the choose.
Okay. So the outline goes like this. If you look at the chapter number 8, there are 4, right? 4 of them. Fulfilling the prerequisite of the insight, classification of insight, and how to cultivate insight in meditation, and the measure of the achieving insight through meditation. The first one, to fulfilling the prerequisite of insight, has 3 outlines. It's on page number and the back, page number 112. So the 3 outlines are identifying scripture of provisional and definitive meanings, the history of the commentary on Nagarjuna's intent meanings, right? Intended meanings, and how to determine the philosophical view of emptiness. These are the 3 outlines. Okay.
That is. Oh, that is it. That is. Don't need to be allowed to give a letter. Economy without changing Malabar Shepherd Korea thought. Just that the cool how don't be. So said, and how don't be Julius here. Just an how don't need to be allowed to that. Just an how don't know who is. Don't need to be allowed to. Never to be allowed to. I mean, no, so that I don't remember here. Being on it, don't need to be allowed to give a lot. Any economy thought. 진지만으로 티시 우리 시제다 돈이 더 돈벌이 더 되는 데 그다지 돈이 더 매일 하던 겨라 얘는 돈벌이 더 되는 거 그래서 어때
So these 3 outlines are prerequisites, right? Or you have to have these 3 qualities in order to meditate on this understanding of this. So before you meditate on emptiness. So here, if you look at the last part, the 3rd one, how to determine the philosophical view of emptiness, this is the crucial one, because so emptiness, philosophical view of emptiness, right? So the insight, in order to meditate on insight, okay, insight, you have to have 2 of them, especially the 3rd one. So insight in general, when we talk about insight, there are many different types of insights. Okay, so Lat Thong in Tibetan called Lat Thong, right? So Lat Thong, for instance, pertaining to understanding the meditation of impermanence. Okay, this is the type of insight or Lat Thong, and also the 미다바치 and 가르쳐 미다바치를 하고 다음에 투모와 means meditating on common selflessness. Okay, common selflessness 아니더니 집 가르쳐
돈도 괜찮아
don't need to be loud. And then the last one is the Lakdong or insight that understand emptiness. Okay, there are different types of Lakdong. So here particularly we refer to Lakdong that actually seek or looking for emptiness. Okay? So in order to have that, so you have to have these three qualities.
되네 제단 시내다 활동 시내에 치료를 주래 아니 시내야 활동해야 돼 아니 아니 문신을 소부터 써야 돼
So then you can tell it is not unique to, and then when the terms the Dharma term, the what's called samadhi and insight. Shine Hakdong in Tibetan, samadhi and insight is not unique terms to Buddhism. Even non-Buddhists, they can use it because they have that kind of qualities. Right? So, for instance, in non-Buddhist tradition, they can develop clairvoyance, and then they can have magical powers, stuff like that. This actually due to all these two qualities, the insight and the samadhi. Yeah, because of the insight and samadhi.
다티네 돈이 또 배하도야 말이 그래서는 치료백이 다 키알림 버봐 다 키알림 인산이다 다음에 배다와 다음에 또 배하도 니 치료백이 내버려
So then the the non-Buddhist tradition, they do not have the view of selflessness. Okay, that means the emptiness, because they believe in self.
다티네 이 매버 인산 돈이 또 배는 나도 매버 인산이 치료가라 니 유무 자원에 빵받이 매버 다버트 매버 매단디 그래서는 다버트 발라 유무 자원에 빵고 미여봐 이 빵발라 머리바 빵고야 담이 또 비야 어디에서 다버토베야 말이 아니 다버토야 매버디 그래서는 코알레 타르바스고로 타르바스나 니 코알레 타르바라 유무 자원에 빵고야 니 유무 빠야 디야 말이 그래서는 유무 빵발라 다음에 되고나니 또 다음에 되고나니 또 말이 다케 nemberba.
So because of that, since they believe in self and the existence of self, so then we said that they cannot, non-Buddhists, they cannot achieve liberations. So the definition of liberation is cutting off the root of samsara existence, right? So we believe the root of samsara existence is believing in self-existence. Since they believe in self-existence, even though they do practice of samadhi and insight, shine and Lat Thong, they have that kind of practices, but they do not have a Lat Thong of emptiness, the insight of emptiness. That's why they do not have liberation. They do not get liberation.
어떻게 지단 활동세한테 그래서는 신의 급수 유통해야 될래 네 사배 유통주지야 활동 급수 빼나 돈이 더 신의 급수 돈이 더 그래봐 돈이 더 그래지 니 돈이 사람 맞도 그래 그나 pena mami revchina mami ti shine revchina shine ti chichitne lung mebe mami se jirba lung mebe mami ti ani peche tagi ne seb tungurba mami ti chidang khura seb ne mami ti lung yusna ni 이 디세브 퉁 말봐. 제산다 신에세티 마이바 일을 지지도 내버세티제. 타동세티 마음이 됐다버려. 아니 마음이 되니 아니 이 디세브 퉁 말봐. 제들 땡지 값이 이들 지지도 내버려 지미슈지 농그 마이바 제니 마이바 제 지지도 내버려 미슈지기 유사 퉁 내버려. 다사종 값을 신의 값을 통주에 사바지 통주 예산에 활동해야 돼.
So the terms in English they translate as the samadhi, single pointed concentration, and insight, right? Insight. In Tibetan we call shine. So shine means a place. Ne means stabilizing. Okay, so stabilizing your mind on one object. That is a quality of a mind. Okay, staying in one object. And the Lat Thong means it's different than that. Lat means insight. In English, it says insight, right? Lat means supreme. Thong means see. Yeah, see. That means like seeing a supreme quality or complete quality or something like that. So Lat Thong. Okay. So then the analogy for that is that if you have a bottle lamp, okay, lamp, if you keep it in a room, there's no air, that's on the flowing in that room. So bottle lamp, the light will stay still, very still, right? Still, but the Lat Thong is like that light. Okay, that light. You, for instance, if you use it for reading a book, right? Reading a book, then if you use it as a lamp, so that you can see all the letters and everything very clearly. So Lat Thong is like that. So the shine or the single pointed concentration is just remaining or keeping your mind on one place, but there's no clarities. You don't see anything. You're just placing your mind in one object. So Lat Thong is you're looking in details on that object and try to find the details of the object. Similar like using the lamp for reading a book, something like that.
다들 동료들과 활동 듣기와라 아니 동반이 따와 때는 내 공부리 제거봐 다 동반이 따와 내를 취들이니 예권행이를 주배 림바단 예권행이를 주배 림바디 근저리스 림바디 예권행이 잘라 파방은 니제.
Okay, so now let's go to chapter number 9. So how to determine the philosophical view of emptiness. That actually outline came from one of the prerequisite, right? Okay, so here now it says that how to determine the philosophical view of emptiness has two parts. The stages of the entry into reality, the actual determination of reality. Okay.
다들네 데리시드가 토브레자레 데코나니 양엘레 데바 디니 가니 다 토브레자레 데코나니 양엘레 데바스네 타르바데 타바디 간데스레 타바토지디 가니 스탑디 가니 스제니 림바티제나 냐라 코알레 타르베 타르바디 가니 니 코알레 타르베 타바디 토발라 니 디토지기 탑디 탑디 데코나니 니 주바 안 제다리 지 거네 주 스타일 주지디 근데 데스네 다티 림바디인게.
So then reads through the text. It says the stages of entry into reality. It says questions. And nirvana is reality 1-6 to 10. But what is nirvana? Okay, so this is the what is nirvana. And if entry into reality means the method of attaining it. Yes, method. And then how to enter. So here kind of like saying what is nirvana and what are the methods to achieve to liberate and to get nirvana. Nirvana means nirvana, yes, and then nirvana means liberation, right? Liberating from samsara existence. And then so then how to practice or how to enter into it.
다티 냥데 디카레스나 제코나니 냥엘레 데바티스네 냥엘레 데바스데 타르바시게 제카레스나 다 치다나기 최나도바 아니 제코나니 마이신도 제코나니 나와티 함제 바자다 제바 시베스 제탐제 바자다 제바 근데 치다 나한다 추비 제코나니 신도 아치 나란도르 치추 근데 지나서네 템바 마인 버지를 템바 면디야 제사 치다 나기 최나서 데코나 마인 신도 데코나니 나완디스 디나지 바자데 제바 시워 바자데 제바 빵거지 타바스 야넬이 되었으기에 제사
Again, China should not so but dekonani main siguro.
디코나니
마인 신도
야바 말해봐
최탐지 되면 말하려고 그래. 알릴랬어.
디코나니 야바 조금
아주 나 Now we should is go be.
I don't
Now
know.
we
She said, "I get to candidate now soon." Temper my issue to temper Nangiera.
Did it? Tekonani said, Tekonani said this go marbe. Tekonani said, Tomani Sigorwa. Tekonani my into the Tomani my into the silver.
Temper my issue.
Tekonani said, Dembasi were.
Tekona need to
Dupes and Temper Dupsi were.
Temper to see.
Tekonani me Aleo, that is house. Thank you to the show. To the show.
Tekona needs to need.
Let's
Tekona to do so.
Oh, Tekona ni tomber res. Tongi res. Take care, Kona need to do not tongi mares.
Temper
Cheaper res what the kind of cancer. I thought you take him in all.
Tekona need to do not temper to what is. She said, "Yeah, now the chief did kind of Tekona need to matrosible. Temper matrosible."
Okay, I will just follow the Tibetan text. Okay, it says the phenomena. There's like outer phenomena and internal, external phenomena and internal phenomena. Okay, so there are as if so we so we see them as it is, sort of it is appears to we anyway, so I'll start over. So external phenomena and internal phenomena appear to us, appear to us. So then we believe that it is as it is, as it is, So and also the imprint of seeing that, imprint of seeing that as it is, so there are many things going on. And the Shiva. Okay, so if you destroy all of this, eliminate all of this, never Shiva, never Shiva.
That is it. Can just when I know the pap Palavi, Chita Nangi, Chu Tamjet, nowadays in the you minute Nangerva. You couldn't eat the nasi. You many Mabala, you many to Banangia. It is you couldn't eat the Naji. Dinaya the Gary on the Cheveresine, Baja Sidua. Na di Tamje, Bacha than Chedes, Bacha Maribe Bacha. Maribe the Bacha said it when Temba Madubala, Temba Nangji, never cheer. Chijilo, Mahibala Karasa, Ramane to Mahibala, Ramane to Nangji. Learning Maribe Shab in the chair. Bacha said. But these Nagierba, they connect to my issue to take connect to the Naya, the courage, isn't it? The Bacha and here is just only the Bacha to Shiva, the Taba says.
Okay. So the question was like, what is nirvana, right? Nirvana. So the so Mr. is another word you can say that whatever, this in Tibetan is very like complicated kind of wording. That's why. Let me say the whatever appear to us an object. It could be external or internal objects. So all of these are the tekona ni. We see them as it is, something like that. Okay, is so then it happens. We see them as it is, whatever appears to us, because of our imprint. Okay, 박자 maribe 박자 means imprint of the imprint of ignorance. Okay, imprint of ignorance. So that imprint of ignorance actually force us to see the external and internal objects as it is. It appears to us. Okay, we believe in that. So then, if you eliminate that the imprint or the cause, the root or the cause or the imprint of ignorance, and that appearance altogether. If you eliminate all of this, so that is called nirvana.
That is so. Madam Dilla, should conduct in a round and never that hungry minute to it in the air. Ele, economy, my issue to economy to ask it this year. Mandula conduct in us in a pity, pinnature, from pinnature to the low power, shabby on my imba. Brand minute to it in the to that. Nandiya, Kindan to Tamba, Rangun to Banas, Economy to Banas, to Banas, Economy to Banas, set, nine, Julan ship.
Itself. So then the when we experience the external or the internal objects, yeah, so they gonna need to nang, they gonna need to mind shinto, they gonna need mind shinto means in reality they are not they gonna need their sense level as a suchness. They call it suchness. I don't know how to put it in the sentence. It looks like so they are not they are not as it is, something like that. It is, but they will believe and appears to us as it is, something like that. In talking about like our own appearances within our appearances, okay.
That you got it. You know, you got it on the number is in a Bacha on the number is.
So then
Now I did Tamja, Bacha the Java. Sure, Java city that now today Naya the Kari on the nowadays in Marika Bacha on the number is here. Just a Bacha the Java, sure, tell the Tarbasi is.
So then it says why we experience that, why we see all things and believe them as it is, right? So it is because of our imprint of ignorance. Okay, so if you overcome that imprint and then appearance, all these appearances, so then that is then you achieve liberation.
Oh, that in that the green Zimba number Tamjet 7 is just a the green Zimba city Zimba Maribat shade, Jinta Maribasi. Da Zimba, the green Zimba Jitas, Jita Dillinger, Najim the Jita, Jitas, Mayu the Jitas, me
Jikta sedi,
Jita.
jikta sedi kare. Jipa la tao sedi.
Jibata. Jibe toilet. Tembasi. Around Kangulo, Pumbuti, Pumbu Chobala, then Stabarba. Pumbuti getting in Jish, Jibatu, Jib Verba. Just a Jizola Tala said, Jibe Cho said, getting in Jibe, Pumbula Tabe, not Tadilla. Jizola Tala said, Pumbula, Jizola Tala said, Jibe Cho said, Pumbula Tabe, not it. Pungu tiket jip biarba. Jala tak nati ni rangan itu pemain sudah rangan itu tahu tidak cinta letawas cinta letawas.
Tao tli jikta ta tarta ni yorwe.
Cinta tidak ngai ngayuan
Sindi jikta seles.
ada giri situ ada situ ngai cinta ada ngai cipari. Dagi siati ngai Tagiwa situ susu no chuta. And ngai nasi tu chamba ngai ni ta ngai nasi tagiwa sige. Ngai ni no chuchadi. Mina lo so to tagiwa sige.
So
Di is. Was it Siacherba? Tagiwa sige.
So in the text, it says is the total extinction, right, of conception of both self and that which belongs to the self. Okay, that belongs to the self. So self and belongs to the self. Self and that belongs to the self. Okay, these are two. Dad and Dagiwa. Dad and Dagiwa means Da means self, right? Dagiwa means mind. So mind. This belongs to me. There we have that kind of conceptual thoughts. Right? So it's just believe that something belongs to me. It's mine. So something like that. So Dad and Dagiwa. These are the two things. So this called that kind of mental conceptual concept is called in Tibetan jikta. Jikta means I think they translate it as imputing on destruction or something like that, right? Destruction. So anyway, so that means jikta means so we believe on something, an object, something that by nature is destruction. Okay, nature of that object is destruction, because for instance, self, right? Ourself, right? So we see ourselves on five aggregates. So that the nature of the five aggregates is momentarily. The changes in momentarily, we don't understand that. So that's why we impute or we see self on the five aggregates. That self is based on destruction, sort of like that, based on built on or destruction. Chitta, that means chitta. There are two of them.
Na thiba.
Oh.
Yeta dada dagi number thamje to seven. Diri ani tobrachare ekonani chiku se diri neta hatum kapsuta nyane deva se mine nyane se chubule se ya jida. Jida tharba singeti ni jajum menin to jajum but yara jajum le to be yarba. Then diri se to ba diri tobrachare ekonani chiku se chubule chigris. 이 바자드 제가 세수는 주부터도 나도 자금부터 수기 대지기 저도 대지기 사비 좀 버려야지 머리에 사비 좀 버려야지 머리에 바차세야지 좀 내버려 머리에 바차듯이 시들시게 어디서 되게 바자드 제바니 녀를 시외에 시외에 시와이서
Tarbati swangi di good insigora.
Choose
good. Yes. So then again, if you look at the text, it said that the reality that 6 at 10, right? The embodiment of truth. Okay, that is a Buddha. That is a form of a Buddha. Okay, Buddha's body. No, Buddha's one of the Buddha's quality. So here it said that if you eliminate, okay, so that kind of the view, seeing all object as it is, right, and then the imprint of seeing that object as it is, so then you achieve nirvana. So when we talk about nirvana, there are two types of nirvanas. Okay, so one nirvana is refers to enlightenment, Buddhahood. And another nirvana refers to escaping from samsara existence, okay, away from samsara existence. So here, this nirvana in this text, this nirvana refers to the Buddhahood. Okay, not only the nirvana that actually escaping from samsara existence. Yeah, it is refers to Buddha because in the earlier statement it said that it eliminates the imprints of our appearance, ignorance, right? Ignorance, imprints of ignorance. So so for instance, arhats, when they escape from samsara existence, they abandon seat of the self-existent and karigi the 다줌바요라 다줌바디기 디치 가리좀고 가리기 파자 마리베 파자다 사벤다 방바레데 파자 와인다스마 파자. So then they abandon the arhats, okay, when they liberate, when they escape from samsara existence, they abandon seeds of the ignorance and the seeds of ignorance, but not imprint of ignorance. That's why they are not omniscient, they are not Buddha yet. So the seed of the imprint of the ignorance is a very subtle obstacle that called obscure to knowledge. Okay, okay, shaded in Tibetan called shaded is that type of very subtle mental afflictions. I won't say mental affliction, but it's like obstacles.
Knowledge obscuration.
Yeah, obscurations.
Tati kona nila jita nipe rimba ni tati shugu te kona ni chu jiku te sere tunga ti kona ni chu jiku tobala kare kore sena rimba ti te kona nila jita nipe rimba ni tamburo kore ni ju samne yi sundi tambu ti ni jugu samba ki kore sere ta ni jugu samba sere te rimba ramjitu namsum yoga ni jugu samba siche. Ani janju sen che. Ani ya tabe tawa sum yoga ni ju jang ni ya tabe tawa sum yoga inani. Ta tambu de kar gore sene ani jiberin bani tamburu kore ni ju tam samnes yi sindis yala tonju jebashi kuris tati kure tunne kure tung kwana tunne kwati tunne kana shi sam desam tene yishin dis tele kwale ne metobe loki tandu loki kuri yesi da ete tonju loki ba shi kuris otele.
So then, in order to achieve that level of realization, so that is the truth body of Buddha, right? Truth body of Buddha. So then, first, you need to understand or realize the faults of the samsara existence. When you use some, okay, and faults of samsara existence, and develop wish or develop to get free from that kind of the faults of samsara existence. So that means then you need to train in three principle of the paths. Okay, three principle of the path. Three principle of the paths are renunciation and the bodhicitta and the right view. Okay, right view. So then first you need to renounce. 아디는 당보디 되려고 그래.
제가 당보디 삼바세티 때 그에 대권한 얘기 그래서 그에 얘기 삼네 이순디 이디 순니 코알메도 그렇게 세요. 도란 돈도 제로시 그래서 코알 돈도
So that process, that process begins with renunciation. Renunciation means first you need to be really sure and determined that the samsara existence is very, kind of dirty place, or nature. So means to understand the faults. Easy way to put it is like the faults and faults of the limitation of the samsara existence, and you need to develop a very strong wish to get away from that kind of samsara existence. You need to have that aspiration first.
teacher tembashi nane tuneshia prachar se tuneshia kure tuneshia kubresi gere Yambashi nani ta dinji nandu nani dungi sheba cha se tunju pawa cha gopamu cha nam cha nam tenpa cha se cherba wati nani ta dungi sheba cha se yambashi nani ani dishi shi nani dungi dingi chu sheba le se di shi.
So then at this stage, so from the beginning, right? At this stage, when the process, during the process, like the first stage, the first steps, sort of like, so you need to have a renunciation among one of the practice from the three principle of the path, okay, and then you need, and that also refers to the understand the one of the four noble truth, four noble truth, and Buddha said understand the nature of sufferings. Okay, so then that at this point you need to understand the nature of the sufferings, one of the form of truth.
Dati tungai sheba cha se di yesuma di sige. Dati tungai le tondu gulo cheba la ta de tondu gulo cheba shikuye selimba. Ta tungai le tondu gulo cheba la kare se tungai bi ju tse cheni. Ni kunju sheba cha se di tungai bi ju di sheba chibu gure se di ta kunju sheba cha se di kunju tembala ju ju di.
So maybe I think I'll just
Kuwa jiji jude malona, tumegi jude malona, ne tume mendo bartones, tume dotu marti, do matu bartone, koya tawa kai nyamdi. Tawa jene, nina jejenes, tawa jejenes, ta kwe jude kareto, kwe tume mendo barlo jesuna. Kue tu mene mete bello gente ta kue tu mete kandi jungse de ke juti kare re se genes in tawa de kua ji tawa de ta mari be che berba di thong ne se de
to the kunjong shi wo okay. So let's do look at the text. It's it's just then, right? Then the last paragraph, third line from the bottom, okay, at end. Then understanding that okay, hold on, no, not here. Looks like okay, start from the first. It says first, having contemplated in dismay the faults and the disadvantages of cyclic existence, right? So that is the you are actually meditating or like practicing the what you call this renunciation. Okay, renunciation from the three principle of the path and the for the truth of suffering from the four noble truth. Okay, at this point, so you have to have that first. Then it says you should develop a wish to be done with it, right? Then understand that you will not overcome it unless you overcome its cause and research the root and consider it what might be so on. Okay, so you're finding out the. So then once you really tire of some the sufferings of some existence, then you will find out what are the causes. So what and also what are the root causes of that. So that is you are practicing or looking into the second noble truth, which is truth of origination. Okay, truth of origination.
Sorry, Tashi, you're saying finding the cause of the suffering?
Cause of sufferings, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
What it says here? Understanding, okay, you research in roots, anyway. Consider with might be roots, okay. Root causes of cyclic existence, yes.
Okay.
Cyclic existence suffers very similar to that.
That 어디 그거 또 강인형이 이자와 제제네 다 제다와 제다와 마리바 그거 지다 지다스네 마리바스네 지바레죠 다 지다 마리바 그거 자월 룰루 야바 띵 타바네 동네 스타님 타바네 동네 쓰겠다 아니 지다 마리바티 네 그래서 그래 아니 그래서 그래 그 자와티 룰루티 예배야 보치니네 예 타바네 그 말해봤더니 그 자원 로단기 야부치고 그러죠.
So then, verse 120 continues, you will hereby become certain from the depths of your heart, that is refined, purifying, right? View of perishing aggregates. Okay, jikta, perishing aggregates. Sorry, so this, or ignorance, act as the root of cyclic existence, right? Cyclic existence. Before you before you develop aspiration to get free from samsara existence, so you need to find out the causes of your cyclic existence, your suffering, causes of your suffering. So you need to be really sure about it. You need to find the right causes. What are the right causes of your sufferings, and then and you should be really convinced that that is the right the causes of my suffering or cyclic existence. You need to be very sure about it. Okay, that's why it says the view of perishing aggregates. This is jikta and ignorance. These are the root cause of our the sufferings.
That is the jikta 그 자원 루지들아 네 예배야 부치니 그러죠 그러봐 이거를 생겼다 나한테 나님별로 지키기 두고야 나님별로 지키 나님별로 지키네 란 이 나를 차바를 진짜 란 순조지야 네 삼바를 지고 아니 이체도 아니 나시에 뒤도 좀 빼네 나시에 뒤도 좀 봐. 담부 잘라지 라는 매비네 잘라지 라는 레이도 좀 봐. 나시에 뒤 그 다을 순대 게임이 이 차바지게 봐. 잘라지 현다기 잘라지 이거를 지네 내 현다기 다도 순에 내가 수 자신이 시작이 말봐. 나비 랑 실내 인도 봐 나시게들이 그때 다도 있으니 인도 봐 아니 그 그래서 그래 라두니 신제든지 콜라네바 전에 아니 시다르더니 네 콜라테니 차바게 네 뒤원게 유모토스키 인도되는 유모토스키 뒤에서 동네 mambu치 대인 것도가 어디 그래도 mambu치 대인 것도가 어디 예선다 이 가르스는 나시야지 지금 숨인데 네 나시야지 다도 숨지 숨인데 같은 순다디 앞에 맞추는 제네 자단기야 어디 mambu치도 왔다 두스 논다는 예배야 붙이냐 그랬죠.
So again, before you go into that kind of level, meditating on emptiness, so you need to find out what are the root cause of your cyclic existence or your suffering, right? So here we found, we identified the perishing aggregates and ignorance are the main cause of our sufferings and the cycle of existence, right? So then you need to know how they actually affect our life and in our experiences. These two causes, how they affect in our experiences. First, we have self grasping. Self grasping, or means existence of self. Independent self. Okay. So because of that, so then we attach to ourselves. We develop some kind of attachment to ourselves, and we always tend to protect ourselves from harms and this kind of things because of that strong sense of I, right? I. So then, because of that feeling, because of that mental affliction, then if we gain something, some kind of objects, so then you tend to develop the all kinds of mental emotions, mental afflictions. Because if someone tries to harm or steal it from you, so then you get angry. As when you lose them, so then you get unhappy at the same time. And so then when you have it, then you develop very strong attachment to that object. And then when you develop the attachment, strong attachment, and any types of aversion and anger, so then that actually lead to all other kinds of mental afflictions. Okay, mental afflictions. So then the how you call the if you look at another way, for instance, if there's an object, beautiful object, nice object, if that object doesn't belongs to you, if it is not yours, so you have very like this the different view and feeling on that object. If someone tries to harm that, so you don't have any particular kind of feeling towards that. And if someone steal it, you don't have strong kind of aversion or anything like that. So it's something that you lose your own object. Get this total different two with, because we have a sense of I and a sense of like belonging something to you. Mine, it's mine, belongs to me. So because of these two view or the experience, so then we develop all kinds of mental afflictions. So then you need to know, let me say, man, if you see summarize that, you need to know how they affect in our experience.
디 이상 다티 잘하는지 네 잘하디 라르마 중에 중간다 라르 중차도 잠바디 그 잘할 그런 면에 야도 지야 말이 우주의 시 그게 야 말봐 나 그게 라르 마라벨레로 수 잡아기야 말이 란 레트 잠바 잡아지기야 અને મોબ ખરાબ મને યાદ રહ્યા તો દૂર રહ્યા છે કે ને તા કરી છે ને નાસી હતી તાતો સુને તો જે ખુ ઇન્ડિકે ચુમર 봐 이 사다티 중단기 가르래 했을 파체 주도 다 나나시 હતી 유튜브 이거래 제가 나나시 다 나나시 હતી 인디기 낸지기로티 인디기로티 로티를 나는 주디 근저게도 어디가 능주디 시에베체네 난 지도시니 공부야 제사 어디 제사 머리 버티기 머리 버티기 거에 자와지도 아니 머리버티 지대티 온기 아니 차단디 온기 아니 부활 플레토넨지 디어 다티 레사 아니 그 퀄리티야 봐 디에서 다티 디루지디야 시부레시야
So then, so the obtaining you know, an object, and before obtaining that object, we have two different experiences. So the first, when we don't have that object, we don't have any particular sense of feeling towards that object. Yeah. Once we obtain that object, so then we develop all kinds of mental emotion, all kinds of things, right? So here, so you need to investigate. So you need to find out why it's happening to me. So when I have that, so then I have a very particular kind of relationship with that, and why I'm like developing all kinds of emotion and stuff like that in my mind. Why it's happening to me? You need to find it out. So if you find it out, so then you will if you try to trace it back, what are the real cause, the fundamental cause, or the root cause of that experiences. So then first you have when you have it, so you have a particular kind of, so you develop all kinds of mental emotion towards that object, right? So then why it's happening to me? So then when you investigate, you will find that the sense of self, self and sense of I, that is the one actually serve as main cause of all the other mental afflictions. You should find that is the main cause. So you need to, through your investigation, your process, you need to eventually, you need to understand, you need to find that. So the self, okay, the idea of self and I is the main cause of that, right? So then so then it is the main cause, the self, the notion of self and believing, self-existent and the independent I is the main cause or the fundamental of all our problems, because of that self, believing self-existent independent self. So then we develop two kinds of mental emotions, like attachment and aversions. Okay, so then due to the mental emotion and aversion, that lead us to commit some karmas. Then we create karma. So that karma actually keeps us or bind us into the samsara existence. This is how the self-existent, the notion of I becomes the root causes of our problems.
Other teacher, no. Look, never think toughness, think toughness, think to person, think toughness. What? Think better than
Kandir yang ti kwal chik sunda.
Jita Mari
Jida mari bi khoya tsawa joluk la. Nyeba ting takwa ne.
Think toughness today.
Ting kauta ki ting ting risha. Ting tawa ning tawa chikwa injuri.
New toughness, think to person.
Le ting chuwa. Kien kare ting tawa re ning tawa.
There is think toughness.
Ngede ting tawa risha.
That think toughness, think to person. Never they yabut.
So then here in Tibetan text it's emphasized that you, here in English is that you hereby become certain from the depth of your heart, right? So you have to be sure and fully understand what is the cause, fundamental cause of the samsara existence. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Then you point to Jumma University, the point to Jumma University. University, Navy, she's a Navy, to me, Pansala. The net of Jazzy, go dainty, Tabrajawa, no pump and go dainty. The point to Jumma University, point to be Jumma University, said the jet.
Shouldn't get Tene jita dopa te sung.
Tene jita dopa te
Sung da.
Tati pondu ki lo chuma mai bache burba. Mari ba pondu ki lo chuma mai bache indu samba. Ani mari ba karesa Jita Pondu, that Lochima Maver came to that. Dene Jita Dobati, is no a time, but Jita Pondu Loki in December, Jita Doba, the Karichim, Jita gives Sue. Ne da di ka gacha di ka bes di sune da me bas di sune da di never to bach jite sunya le da di jite sunya le da di never to ba ni di kar sure da di never to be shirap ke bala rales da me par to be shirap jita de kar se mi casa de mine da dun jingi da dun jimba yesne di shi da neba tobe shirab jile tene tini kwe zaban maribat ponkuris odi chesan.
So then again, if you look at the text and the middle, it says, "Be certain in that." Oh, no, hold on. So maybe start from, "You will then." Okay, you will then see that you have to refute that self. Okay, be certain in the refutation, relying upon scriptural and line of reasoning and contradict its existence or proving their non-existence. Anyway, so that means okay. So jikta maripoko so to shenes. That means think to what dong means like you need to be certain find out. You need to find the what you call this what's the perishing aggregates and self is the man or the root of this cyclic existence, right? So then once you find that the pompo doba chama mai ba keba. So then once you find that, once you understand that, then you need to develop a very strong the aspiration or wish to be free from that kind of cause. Okay, that kind of cause to wish to eliminate, willing to eliminate all these causes, something like that. So then it so then in order to eliminate that the perishing aggregates view of perishing aggregates no perishing aggregates and self, right? So you need to develop a contradict the view or the opposite view to that, the view to that means something that we believe is self is truly exist. Okay, truly exist. We have that naturally, that kind of view. So you need to develop opposite view, opposite the uh, uh, understanding view of that, something like the opposite.
Da di depo ande ba situ jamba go de topja di
So then when you said that
topja di topara kare kubri sin lam dame de dame to be shirap ki kubri se di lam ni shi dene topja meni temba cho kasure tan lam de 담부 내시가 제수나 네
conjunction.
내리 주군주 본주로지 내시가 군주 보아처럼 이 규제 전에 군주 등으로서 네 군주는 군주 본주로지 그러봐 이 본주로지 비슷하다 뭐 보면 진짜로지 뭐 보면 제발 가르쳐서 람데 공부 람다메 또비 람데 공부를 때문에 공부해봐 제사 디 개신랑도를 세야지 야디 디딩이 다 자와르면 디 내니 시자 세티 두네 시바자 세티 두네 디네르자 내니 시자 내디다 member capability nedi career to jejuji ni nedi shebe churwa nedi chibe nedi career ne nedi shebe ne shesa nedi ni chibe ne tade ha go chasuna ni nedi ju di pang wierwa nedi ke career le chuso 이들이 내니 시제 내기 중에 반절할 세대지. 다 대내 통자세디 내래 제니 여가지 통나이 받지 시야르바디 고딘디 내니 때문에 저와서디 내기 저걸 내래 되니 저걸 내바디 가르르스는 내래 되니 용도게 어디 내니 때문에 저와서디 남대디 있어. 다티나 시단데디. 디림바디 거야.
Somebody again the negi juni pangbar chasani chidi.
내니 시자 내기 중에 반절라. 대내 톱자. 대어른 내바디. 내래 중에 대어른 내야 지어봐. 다티 고딘스.
Chalas.
아다티 내내 때문에 저었지. 대어른 내바디 용을 가르스는 내 때문에. 디나시 동네 방배 못 받는 거 시바라 라면 담에도 비실을 공부를 봐. 어디지?
So then it said we need to destroy and develop some kind of contradict view to that, right? That, and then so if you look at this process, so that actually describes how to do the practice of Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. So Buddha said, this is Buddha's word. He said, understand, identify. Neni Sheparcha. Neni Sheparcha means understand your sickness, okay, your illness. Okay, so illness refers to sufferings. You need to understand suffering. Same thing it describes in this text as well. So and then the negi juni pangwacha. Negi juni pangwacha means abandon. For instance, sickness. Sickness is like, so when we get sick, then for instance, let me say put an example as a jaundice. We have a jaundice. So then we need to find out when we need to see a doctor, and doctor will find out what are the causes of that sickness, right? So then you need to know that. Then you need to find out the causes of the sickness. Causes of the sickness like negi juni shepacha. Negi juni shepacha means identify the causes of your sickness. Okay, so this is the second noble truth, truth of origination. So then he says dene konach dene topja.
내래 중에 대어른 내바디.
So dene so dene topja means then pursue, sort of like pursue the what you call this, consistent happiness. Okay, happiness. So that means that is the liberation, truth of what was the truth of cessation. Yes, cessation. Okay. So then many temperature means relying on prescriptions or the medicine, right? Medicine. So that is like truth of path. Okay, so that means, in other words, that means finding selflessness.
다 지네. 다 다음에 통구로 이제 다 되지. 다 되네. 다음은 다디 자와디 지대인가. 다디 지대디 중주 타고이다. 지대 매도 소와라 다음에도 가라 다음에 또 가라 내야게 다디 문지 구구야. 근데 kuma meba subala kuma ha kubruyarba kuma ha maguna kuma meba suda mebarba jasani taadu jiba seati meba suyala danji su gachati taadu tubati kande chire to staguya taadu tubati mosin sana if I cover. Just a data to get the opportunity masses, data to get the car to be able. Uma Masin Kumati, ni Chinju Dayata, Kumati, Merasuati, Marva, Kumahamaguna, Kuma Merasuama. What did I see Jenny? Then you tam jelly. Saudi Jita Tereso. That Jita Tereso. Jita is Sunjit Paka. Jita Kuyarva, that cool this. Pun Zia to pay Chinjulo Jinzia. Chinjulo Jinzimba Yasan Marandula. Chadana Subet, the Giati, Maset, Nasibet, Loti, Masumiati, Machinjilogis, Machinjilogis, Yasan, and the dear Chadagia. That day, that could Nasu, that how but that one day, the Gajan self surgery.
So then when you come to the conclusion, then you'll find that the self needs to be eliminated, right? Eliminated, and then needs to be abandoned. So then in order to do that, so then you need to develop selflessness, idea of selflessness, right? So then in order to develop selflessness, understand selflessness, so then you need to understand what is actually we are abandoning, or what is we are you know try to overcome. Okay, so that would be self, existence of self, right? Then you need to identify how and which in what manner they actually come into exist. How do we react with them? How do we come into exist, right? So then, so that you will find out the perishing, what was the perishing aggregates, right? So we impute I based on perishing aggregates. So then we need to find out that I, how that actually come into exist in our appearances, right? So that, and you need to know that I is mistaken I, sort of something like that. It's an untrue I, unreal I, sort of like, and like wrong I, sort of a wrong I. We are looking at the unreal I. Okay, you need to know that. So then that is that object. Once you understand, once you identify what is unreal I, so that will be your object of negation.
That is that is Pena Jumachen, Jumachen, the meter of Juvena. And it is Jumachen, Junior, Jumachen Kran. You meet the Nandiri, permitted Chabaki Yamar, could division of G pop a military river. Pranti Hakuya Sankul Chataki Yamar. The Naranjo parted to the division Jewish Shabbat, me to a China, let Chabaki river. That is Chabaki at the Garrison. Picking many division correct. Picking many premier over a number. Picking many permits I am married. Part of a channel division generator. Any young Dulina picking money, the mayor to have to do Sinagia. Dina is the Chatanki. You might change 2 years for a division the 5 million 2 years for a crugity. Picking many premier over Nadiam, Zigiam. Run many premier division the Rampage division the division. You could have weird. Is a Quran many premier over Zigiam. Narada, nice number, 차단기게 어디다 다 집으리 가짜리 다음에 봤더니 간사티 이마켄 더부터데 이마켄 디 나 다음에 보면 나라도지 아니 일 때문에 이메 때문에 이메 처리하러 차니 기지야도 큰 내주 하먹으러 내주 하먹으지 그게 뭐냐 뭐냐 비미지에 같이 중하러 봐 어디 있었다 먼저 자단 계약한 거 그게 뭐냐 뭐지 같이 nendiya nai dina san chadan kiya oda tin sati ta ha ko yesi.
So then it's just you need to identify the unreal I, the mistaken I, which is object of negation. So that is when we call unreal, not true. So that means that the analogus for that, the metaphor is like a magician when they create a beautiful woman out of a piece of wood, right? So then they, as an audience, when they see when the woman, the image or the woman, the body, they appears to their to them. So then they believe that is real, and then they develop attachment, desire, so on. So, but as a magician, so when magician, they look at the creation of the beautiful woman, but that magician will not develop any attachment or desire to that because he knows that that this is just imaginary, came from the piece of wood, a piece of wood. So then that so whatever appears to us, so then when we see a beautiful woman, that is unreal, that is not true, there's no substantial anything. Nothing. So then they are similar like that. Similar like that when we see I, that appears like that woman to us. There's no basis. There's nothing. So, but they do appear to us, and because of their appearances, because of that appearances, so then we develop attachment and so on, all this kind of thing. But if someone sees emptiness, so that will be like a magician. That magician. So magician, they see that woman, appears to the woman, but that magician doesn't have any desire. Yeah, that is seeing like an emptiness.
다티 인상은 다른 주 윤난주의 차네 다경이야 윤난주의 차네 아니 차단기야디 윤난주의 차네 아 베나 나 세르랍지는 세르디 상계나 남주다 난주는 남주롭지 상계는 세디 상계리 윤에 난주리 윤에 상계리도 차단기야 말이 난주리에 차단시야게 말이 저때서네 차단시야게 그런 야들이 차단기야 기매그래 뭐 그런 와치니 차단기 규칙이 말봐 당연한도로 지는 세르버지 상계리 네 세르디 난도 차단가에 기야 난도레 자스는 차단기게 뭐 세트 체리나 난도레 난도 담았다 차단된 안젤레는 담바 차단된이야 다 가르쳐버렸으니 난도레 난도 담바 지는 주지면다지 다 기스를 마세리 머리까지 온기 그는 주지 딜레니 능주 이 전동이 준비 능주 지는 게 Dina is an edition Chadan Giger. The insect Mandula Novukarin and Nam Juti Shandal and Nanju Sangelis of us with the Nanju and Mituba and Nanju Jar. With the Hagu.
So when we project something on an object, that actually our projection or our appearance that affect to our emotion, our mind, right? So that happens like, for instance, a piece of gold. For instance, a piece of gold. When Buddha has it, piece of gold, he doesn't have any particular kind of emotion towards that object, piece of gold. When he gives away that the gold, piece of gold, no any same feeling. Someone steals it, there's no particular, there's no different in feelings, sort of like feelings, same every time, same. So for us, so when we have it, we project something. It appears to us something very unique, different. So then we develop particular kind of emotion towards that, feeling towards that. When someone steals it, so then we appears something. So then we have a different kind of emotion. That emotion, our mind, like way of appearances or seeing that object is changes. So when it goes to different places, it never stays the same quality, because we have like we believe in self existence. Because of that, so every time whenever the object travels in different different places, so it changes, our emotion or changes, our mind and perceptions changes. But for the Buddha, it never changes. So even we keep it, it never changes. We keep it because they know the actual quality of that object and the reality nature of that object. So when they have it, when the Buddha has it, the quality of the object will remains the same thing. When it goes away, the object of the quality is same. And then when it gives to, if someone steals it, the quality of the objects remains the same. It never changes because they understand that, so they don't change their emotion, they change their mind. So, but we, even though they don't change, the reality quality of they don't change, but our perceptions, we have like a different perception on that object when they travels to different places. So because of that perception, so then we develop all kinds of emotion because we don't understand the actual quality of that object. That's why that's why our emotion changes when they travel to different places.
That is it. That is Maribet Namju that Sambuti Nai tend to take Nai tend Tambu Nashi Tali Hinju Tag Dishimon Check the city. Tambu Nasi Nantiki. Any name of city. The name of the Dinian Jenny. You can teach chain. So Longu to Sulani, Chapaki Yerba. He gave you some tabu. Nadi to duty. Randa duty. Nanasi, non duty. And then you go to statue of his chair.
So that's why, in order to understand emptiness, then you need to find out how the I appears to us and how we recognize it and how we identify that I. And then, then you also know that if we don't know, if we don't understand the way in which they appear to us, then it actually creates a lot of problems in our life, right? So then you need to find out how they appear to us, how they actually act, how they actually react to us, how we actually react to I, the appearance of the I. So you need to identify that I. So then use that I, that is going to be our object of negation.
But in Target target to the Apache course and any touching the machine to send jet and jet teaching ship. Around the nature the now nature the Apache teaching the papel chani. But God, ni pula soba to sleep. Then 디파 다진저 신도 선제 탐제 같은데 시가 자스진 다파 시 때도 나이 때도 내주디 야고 차고서는 강걸로 파 이 내주디 파 걔는 니 걔는 아니 지기야레스겠다.
I think in English that is after you have thus arrived at the philosophical view that discerns that the self and that which belongs to self lacks even a share of intrinsic nature. Okay, that's fine. You should uh, what's it? Accustom yourself to that. You will lead to the attainment of the embodiment of the truth. Technique anyone use liberation that is the indispensable. Okay, I don't see it in here. Okay. Anyway, so then in La Kara, then and in this text it said that once you find that object of negation on self, by self, then use that logic and use that logic and applies to all the other rest of your rest of the phenomena, rest of the thing. That means like so when you find that object of negation on self and able to eliminate that, so then you can find it on a vase, a pillar, and all the other objects.
다디 가그버 통디스 다디 디가제 다디스리 나란데 지다 다든 짐바세데 미유게 다지 유제 아니 가규 다지 유제 미유게 다디 나라주 가사로 나세야데가 지다 나야르바 아이여베체 다 나이여베데 미유 나게 숨네 단지기 아니 미유게 나게 라면을 두바를 치는 게 여버체산들 나라면을 두바티 가제 다스 미유게 다디 렌데 된디 기베니 겨워치 디네 치마는 분이 다디라 아니 단지 미유게 다디스 아니 단지 수에 다디 가르스네 나라면을 두바티 가제들이 제사다 디하고 그래세
미유기 다체 미유기 다다
지가
미유기 다디는 즉 다디 가르사
다제다 진다기 지야기 다체
지야기 다
지야기 미유디 나타니 버터라는 나니 안데 라면에 두바 라면 다 나지 미지지게로 라면을 두바 나디야 말바 미유 나디야 다 렌데 때 두바 나스나 저 나만의 들리는 치만 들리는 맞다
미유기 다체로 아니 지디 진단
진단이 이기다 나라면
이 디카서 디디시 보라
라면을 두바 다 됐어
라면 주베 다디 디
당연히 이게 다 지지 라면을 두바 다 지지 이제 라면을 두바 다 디야 말바
디 가서 디
가야
가자대로 하셨어. Okay. So now self. When we're talking about self in Tibetan text, it goes eliminate self, self. It goes only self. That self always refers to the object of negation, okay, negation of I. So there are two kinds of self actually, two kinds of self. Self that is an object, okay. Object here means like object means something you can detect with your mind or something like something you can comprehend by mind. Okay, object means that refers to that kind of object. Okay, so then I that is an object and I that is object of Zindang Yud, object of mental affliction, something like that. Okay. Okay, now we got two different types of I, right? Marib Zindang Yud. Marib Zindang Yud means like an object of ignorance. Okay, object of ignorance. There are two kinds of I, right? So then I, that is an object that I, that is object. Okay, object is we can say that is a nominal I, mere I, that is exists. It is there. Okay, so then the object of I to the what you call this, mental afflictions. Okay, mental afflictions, that is not true. That's not true. That actually come into existence in our appearances because we look at that object of I that is an object. Okay, look at that object, then we impute it's true, it's real, independent. That is object of ignorance.
So sorry. So there's the self I that is existing.
Yes.
This one here. But then there's the I that owns this cup. That is the I that doesn't exist.
No,
Okay, I can ask.
Yeah.
다 그럼 뭐란 this one. 다 요레스로 하기. 다 요레스라로. 다 요시. 다 되게 진단기 유도 다디 요 말레스. 이몽 진단기 유도 다디 요 말레스라라. 다 뭐란 거야래. 다 요치. 다기르 유베게. 최대도 매바치. 다기르 유베 최대도 매바래.
다기 최야 기타 최야. 다기가 세야디야. 아주 아란주 농주야도 쓰를 때기 왔어요. 농주에 들을 답부시기도 가. 농주에 들을 답부체. 근데 세븐네메 농주야 세븐네메도 쓰를 때기 왔어요. 때기 왔어요. 이 야르바. 농주가 그 제야리. 농주야 제야리. 이니야 농주가 그 제랑은이야 말. 농주자 제랑은이야.
So dagiwa, right? Dagiwa, that means like a self, and so something belongs to me, an object belongs to me. This goes two ways. Self always as a being, okay, then whatever they enjoy, use, sort of, all of these are considered as an object, object. All of these exist in reality. All of these exist. Even the object exists. Okay, but the independent of object, that object, and independent of ourself is not exist. Something that is not exist. Okay.
Oh, so that's that second I, the object of ignorance.
Independent one, yes. Independent, yes. Independent is object of your ignorance, yes. Yes.
So
if you see that as an independent, it's object of your ignorance.
So you said there's two self. First is the self as an object, and the second is independent I. I'm confused.
Individual self is object to ignorance, mental affliction.
So that's the second self. Self as the first one you said was a mere I.
Yeah, that is in another way. Another word you can say that is a mere I, nominal I, something they call nominal I. And another one is you call object of negation. I, that is object of negation.
So does that second I only come into existence when we see something, and then there's something that happens in us in relation to that? Is that?
This is a penetration. Nyemongi hasadi maradi da hasadi da shendaji ora da di zindangi yudichi daji ora di pena pengin jinji yu lo di tus le di an ko shine ani di gaje ngadi 게임 yu sora chigor wasor
에 가je ngadi da lo di tunji de mishuji gaje ngadi yamarba yamare lo khorala 나지 그런 그 수야 나지 이 야말에 그 수야 친지 꾸마마이 버지 꾸마수네 버지 꾸마마이 버 꾸마수네야 로티 친지로 봐. 그 디슈마디 꾸마마이 버 하고서는 아니 디꾸마지별로 더 그러봐. 꾸마마이 바라 꾸마지별로 디기 그 간시 당 꾸마라 짐버바 꾸마라 짐버리지 꾸마 마르바 꾸마야 마르바 디 남시 듣고 꾸마마이 바 하고서는 그로 짐 낸 그러봐 디나시 나라도 수야기디 다디 그게 내주도 다 많이 봐라 타니게 다 많이 봐라 이 내주도 팀에 다 많이 봐라 아니 다도 숨네 다지숨 디지털로 지기야 대주 꿈만 많이 봐라 꿈만 집별로 지봐 이나신기 꿈만 많이 봐라 꿈만 집별로 지기 이렇게 꿈만이 야말봐 다도 두번 많이 봐라 다도 두번 집별로 지기 이렇게
So this is this is like this when the ignorance ignorance mind, the ignorant mind, right? When it sees an object that is believe it's truly exists, right? Truly exists, which is also object of negation. That is not real object. It's not an object at all. That is just your the person's mental imputation. This is just appearance or just projection. It's nothing. There's no object at all. So fake, right? So then, for example, like if someone identifies somebody as a thief, right? Thief, but actually that individual is not a thief, right? So, but you believe that this person is a thief, right? But that is not a thief. That person is not a thief. So then, after a while, then you realize that that the person wasn't. He didn't actually steal or anything, do anything. He didn't make any mistake or anything, right? When you understand that, initially you have identified that person as a thief. That goes away right away. That is not real. This is just your own creation. You created that. Then there another mindset comes in, kicks in. So that mindset goes away. No real, because that's why it goes away. So for instance, when you project an I, so then through the ignorance, right? Ignorance, when it is the object of your mental ignorance, so that is not real. There's nothing. This is just mental projection. There's nothing on that objective side.
So but that I exists all the time, pretty much for us, because we are constantly projecting. But if we stop projecting, then that I won't exist?
Okay. Di penasya nganso tapar reshi ta khalo de gaje ngadi tadi gorwa. Tadi gaje ngadi yorwa si gorata. Yomara. It's not exist.
Oh, okay.
It's not exist.
So it doesn't exist even when we are projecting.
Ganso kita belum zindangi kasih mari zindangi yul batta di yore de pi yore de yuji yore de yu marar so.
No. All right. I think it's an imagery. Melona di jenshi yarba. Shegunal pata to be Shegunagi yarba. Don't. Shegunagi don't tell her, don't be shame the thing tabar Shegunal died. Shegunali you jet don't tell her. Don't current Zindi, Nang the Yari, and Nang. Don't not dear one. Narandula, she will now get don't marava, Susi don't. She will now get don't she will not yarva. Nandu don't she will not hammer. Many she will now get don't take Narandula, Susi doing but Nangiari. So she ngandula nangju te shegula gadu tasu ne sheguna do de ngandula susu dongi but nangiya dinna shingandu ngal de de gadu ne rangun to chinachi nangiya.
So and also it's like looking at a mirror, right? Your face, it reflects your face in that. So we naturally we believe that is my face, and my face, but that is not actually your face. That is not your face. That is actually it is. If it's the face, it should be in that mirror, right? You cannot find it. It's something like that, So similar like that. When we see, when we perceive I. So we believe that I is independent, it's over there, it's real, functions and everything. We believe that, but that is not real. It's like reflection in our mirror,
Okay. So the mirror eye can walk, talk, drink, act, play, no problem.
Yeah. Tapi nanti sih warasa di tanya di yang ngaji ora, di saya tunggu dry sama cia ora sih war. Yes.
Maka di tanya di 풍부 초벌을 때는 아니 도지를 또버디 아니 도지를 또버다 아니 도시 풍부니 초벌 체벌을 때는 맞지야 돼. 도지를 도시 풍부제 도지를 로제 이 체벌을 때는 중에 맞지야 돼. 어디 단위 비율은 낮이들이 그때 또배 팔다 잠지 나서야 돼. 도지기 또버리 풍부는 딱 잠지 나서야 돼. 어디 단위 비율은 낮이들이.
So mere I is exist, and that is combination of two things, sort of like. So there is a mind that impute an I based on 5 aggregates. So then that I, so I depends on 5 aggregates and mind, mental consciousness, mind consciousness, sort of like mind consciousness. So then the mind, when you look at the 5 aggregates, so then we identify there is an I, like a nominal I, a mere I, that.
어디 낭점 기타세 집에 멜로나기 진신도 숨니디 멜론단 제단 멜론다 제니 체벌 때문에 주셔지래 멜론 제 아니 랑기 제 동지제 랑기 동지제 멜론 지지 이외에나 디니니 이외부터 지지가 제의 멜론이 체인도 좀 멜론하게 진신이 숨니디 주어라 봐 멜론하게 진신이 숨니디 멜론다 랑기 제다 이 체담도 때문에 아니 주비야 돼 인력이 나지야 돼 어디 제드는 말이 멜론 드는 말이 도지도 또받는 말이 이내야 제다 멜론이 체담을 때문에 숨니지 주비야 돼 때문에 숨니디 멜론을 배서는 셰부터 배서는 말이 봐 수시 제일 배서는 제일 말이 마이너야 뒤에 체담을 때문에 지금 멜론의 지시 숨니 주고도가 지난 시간을 주듯이 풍부제 도지기 또버제 도지기 또버다 더시 풍부니 체담을 때문에 마치게 어디가 게임만 붙이 처음에 샤구도가 지역국에서 인력이 마치게 단지 나는 진심의 순위 되고 전치게 돼 나는 진심의 순위 되는 거래 무브레디 제시기 때문에 제시들이 메노들이 말봐. 제들이 말봐. 제가 메노니 체벌을 때는 지금 두셔지. 이파트 제가 두지 누가 나는 좀 나서야 돼. 풍부다 도지가 또바다. 풍부다 도지가 또바니 체벌을 때는 지금 아직 두비에. 이파트 제가 지금 풍부땡도 풍부땡에 야 말이. 또바디에 말이. 도지가 또바다 풍부니 체좀 체벌디에 됐으면 이제 말봐. 또두 파 세진 진짜이 맞이야. 다 단지티 나 지가라나야 나디 그 풍부 때문에 이어지는 게 풍부 때문에 이어지 나기 위해서 풍부 때문에 나도를 되지 풍부 때문에 이어지 나와 있어 자신께 되게 다분히 이해할 수 없지 나 처리해 이만이 수다.
So similar like looking at a mirror, right? So that reflection is coming to exist when two things meets, two things comes together, meets each other, like our face and the mirror, right? When our face and mirrors meets together, so then we create a reflection in our mirror. But that is an object. That is an object that has a function also it has a function. But that reflection is not truly exist because that depends on your face and the mirror. If you take out one, it will lose. It will just disappears. Similar like that. So eye. So when we see an eye, so that eye, I mean like the eye. Okay, for instance, eye that that exists when five aggregates comes together and mind. When you look at that five aggregates, so then that kind of creates in that kind of realm, that kind of environment as eye coming to exist. Yeah. So, but the confusion is that when we see that eye, we believe that eye is independent. It never, it's kind of pre-exist. It's not depending on five aggregates in our mental consciousness. This truly exists. We have that very strong kind of belief that is truly exists, independent, and so on. So that's why we have all these problems, all the mental affliction arises because of that misunderstanding.
that's 这个到底
就是醒起给你吃了水，我去注意深度多，吃了水多。Okay. So remember she has to eat before 12. So
Oh.
yeah.
Which anything.
Yeah.